Hello, my lovelies. Well, I sat down ready to do my first Oracle card reading of the year, January 1, looking a little less glamorous than I did last night at a New Year's Eve dance. So I drew the cards and I went to do the reading. And what I actually decided was that these cards are actually, all three are meant for all of us. And so rather than letting you choose one of the three like I normally would, I'm actually inviting you to just listen to the entire message of all three cards. Take away what you will, what resonates, of course, but they kind of all link in with each other. And when I talk about them, you'll see they come full circle. And so I really would love to share this beautiful message with you for your 2026. So not just our January oracle, I suppose, but just thinking about our new year. So the card deck that I chose this for this reading is Inner Cigars, The Secret Language of Your Soul. And it's got these beautiful mandala type images on them, very energetic. All right. So the first card that I drew is Discover Yourself Anew. And it says there, look inside and rise. And the message from this card is for us to examine, what do we actually want? And this is something that, we tend to do it at New Year, right? We think about the year that's about to come. We want to set new goals, think about, what we want to do this year. But it's something that I really invite you to think about, not just for today or this week or this month, but every single day of the year. We have an opportunity to choose what it is that we want. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll wake up on Friday morning and go, what did I do this week? And I can look through my diary and all my to-do lists that I've ticked off, and it's all about that daily grind, the habits that I've fallen into, these patterns that I'm just repeating every, wake, do, sleep, on repeat, right? So what I want you to do is just take this choice and think about, what do you actually want? What lights you up? What can you make more time for? And what can you drop that doesn't light you up? And I know for some of us, part of this daily grind is things like, caring for others, going to work, and cleaning house, and doing things. But even within those, we have choices, right? And we can choose to be grateful for having a house to clean, or we can be grateful for having a job or a family or whatever it is that we're doing. Or we can also choose to, let go of some of that, the stuff that's part of our daily grind. Like, why is it here? Recently for me, I've realized I was spending a little much too time sat on a stupid game on my phone. And why am I doing that? Okay, I'm going to delete that app and find something else that truly lights me up. So here are some words I'm going to throw out at you, and I would love for you to embrace some of these words. Explore, experiment, express, expand, remember, reprioritize, reconnect, refine, renew. Which moves on to the second card, which is rediscovering source. So as much as we also we're discovering ourselves and prioritizing ourselves, we can do this also by rediscovering source, allowing all of this good stuff to come into our, and reaching for the things that we want. Giving ourselves permission to say yes or to say no, whatever that circumstance is. And let it reignite your passion for life. Reach out to the universe and bring that light back within. And part of this is also seeking guidance, right, as we move through this. It could be, that expanded source guidance, whether you want to call that source, spirit, God, the angels, our ancestors that are past, or it could be something more earthly. It could be seeking guidance from nature, the plants, the animals. They want to talk to us. Or, mentors, people around us that want to give that guidance, that have wisdom, and being open to that. And then as part of being open to all of that, it opens us to the world of wonder, which is the third card, seeking beauty in everything. And when we're able to find awe in every moment, like a child that's experiencing something for the first time, and it helps us to find that gratitude and helps us to just find the magic in every single little moment. And part of seeking the beauty in everything, for me, the pathway to that has been letting go of judgment. And there's some self-judgment and there's judging others. But mostly this is out of judging the circumstances that we find ourselves in. Being able to step out of victimhood and not looking at the circumstances that we find ourselves in and labeling them as being good or bad, because they just are. It's a way of finding acceptance, and it brings some peace to our experience. Now, in all the group work that I do, the one piece of feedback that I receive every single course, every single workshop, every single circle is that the participants will say, one of the big things I got out of today's experience was recognizing that I'm not the only one. There are other people experiencing the same thing as me. And, when we realize that, we can't all be in that victimhood. We need to know that we've all got our own private battles. But if we find acceptance and community in that, that can expand the way that we can experience them in new ways. Now, the caveat to this is it doesn't mean that we're denying our emotions around it. We can still have these emotions, but it doesn't mean that we are labeling things as good or bad. But the emotions, we have a right to feel anger. We have a right to sadness and grief. We are going to experience guilt as part of the human experience. We're going to experience pain and loss. But we're also going to experience joy and happiness. So to turn this around, what we need to do is to benefit from these feelings that come from these experiences and our circumstances, and turn those feelings into action. Okay, so we take our anger and we turn it into justice fighting. We transform our guilt into learning from our mistakes. We notice what makes us feel joyful and do more of that. And that takes us full circle back to discover yourself. I did say that would come full around. Now, the other thing I wanted you to notice from the 3 cards that I pulled is that they are all this sort of got these purple, violet hues about them, or indigo. So to me, it's all about reaching into that third eye, the brown chakra, and expanding that and to be able to invite in what we want, rediscover source, and then allow that beauty in. And it's kind of inspired me actually with Aroma Dance next week that we're going to have a little bit of a play with the brow chakra. I think that's inspired me to create something special for that. All right, so that's my message for the 2026 start of the year. Hopefully some of that resonates, and I would love to see some conversation about this. Make comments here, reach out, give me a phone call, send me a message, talk about it here in our spaces, because I think these are some really beautiful messages, and if we support each other to do these things, then we're just going to be creating a much beautiful space for all of us and for our communities. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to share all 3 cards with you this time around, and I look forward to seeing you all throughout this year. Bye for now. Have a great new year.